I'm going to keep comparing The Sims 4 to Paralives, and I'm going to tell you why I think you should too. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Cher, and I like to talk about video games. I'm here today to talk about something that feels like a hot topic, and it's felt this way for a little bit now. Should I be comparing Sims 4 to Paralives? My answer is yes, but do so consciously. Before you grab your pitchforks, let me explain myself. When you think of Harvest Moon, what competitor comes to mind? Stardew Valley. What about for SimCity? City Skylines. Can you even think of a survival game that isn't Minecraft? Because once upon a time, Minecraft was actually an indie game, and there were survival games made by larger companies. Somehow, a single Swedish programmer, Notch, was able to make something that has become a global hit and still has 3.6 million players in 2022. Even recently, Valheim, which is a Viking-inspired survival game, has proven once more that indie games can and will beat out bigger games. In case you didn't hear, but this game smashed records last year after it was released. So, why can I compare Stardew with Harvest Moon, and City Skylines to SimCity, but not Paralives to The Sims 4? What is the real difference, other than the fact that these two games have been released? In the life simulation game genre, there's been one franchise that has ruled it since 2000, and that is The Sims. The Sims video games have set the tone for what people expect for a life sim, and it feels like they refuse to deviate from that. There hasn't been much innovation to the game since the initial release, aside from some quality of life improvements that came about with each iteration, but mainly from The Sims 4. Even then though, what are the creative, new, innovative elements that have come from Sims 4? Emotions? The push and pull system? The room system? Honestly, emotions have barely been improved upon since 2014 and now feel dated in 2022. The push and pull system is really just hidden sliders. The room system is great though, no complaints there. Either way, there haven't been any huge improvements. Maybe some competition could change that. Moreover, we can all agree that we hate the payment structure for Sims 4. The base game is lacking and boring. You're forced to pay for basic features like weather, if you want to be able to play a game that's kind of interesting. As the years have gone on, it's become increasingly more obvious that EA cares about making as much money as they can through simmers, rather than providing them with the absolute best player experience. This is evident through the kits, dividing up previous packs into smaller ones, the microtransactions in the Sims 3 store, putting quality of life updates behind paywalls, recoloring and reskinning items from packs for other packs or free updates, and so on and so forth. This is a long shot, but maybe with some competition, they would have to change those tactics and focus on providing players with the best possible game, rather than trying to make as much money as they can from them. If this was a perfect world, which it isn't, wouldn't it be nice if they changed their tune? Sort of like what Netflix needs to be doing right now, to be honest. Actually, Netflix is a great example here. They've made some bad calls, trying to ban password sharing, increasing the price almost yearly, losing the license for fan favorite content, and canceling great shows. Now they're feeling the effects of all that. They've lost subscribers because Netflix has competition. The consumer can choose another service. They have options, and options are good. Competition is good for the consumers, the companies, and the market. It gives us a choice. It allows companies to build off of ideas from other companies and improve where their competitors have failed. It leads to, ideally, lower prices, higher quality goods and services, greater variety, and more innovation. That's exactly what the life simulation genre needs right now. Side note, if you want to hear more about what I've said about this topic in a previous video, click the pop-up right now or find the link in the video description down below. There are huge differences between these two life simulation games, aside from the art style. Let's not get it twisted. These two games are not on an even playing field. One franchise has been around since 2000, and even before that, they were making simulation games with SimCity in 1989. It's been backed by Maxis, a game studio which was acquired in 1997 by EA. EA was founded in 1982 and has since grown to become one of the most notorious game studios and a billion-dollar company. The Sims 4 didn't need to show us the early development process because they're not relying on future players for financial support. They have access to a ton of money because they're a billion-dollar company. Unlike all of that, Paralives was founded in 2019, and the team has slowly but surely grown to include 10 team members. They've been backed on Patreon by supporters. They're making roughly $46,000 Canadian a month. They show us game footage when they can, but developing a game takes time, especially if you want it done right. As I said, these two games are not on an even playing field at all. That's why it's very important to compare the games with those facts in mind. Despite all of that, it's still in the same genre. It's really not that different. They're both life simulation games. If I can't compare a life sim to another life sim, what else am I supposed to compare it to? Personally, I have no other experience with life sims other than the Sims franchise. So essentially, I have to forget all of those hundreds of hours I've spent in a life simulation and not compare my lived-in experience to something else? That just doesn't make sense to me. Those hundreds of hours have informed my developed and developing opinions and preferences. They're the reason why I like particular features or elements and would enjoy seeing something similar in another game. If you're consciously, mindfully, respectfully comparing the two and keeping your expectations down, I don't see why we can't utilize our pre-existing preferences to develop opinions or desires. At the end of the day, Paralives is not Sims 4. It's not the punching bag for Simmers, it's not a fixed Sims 4 for you. It is its own game, completely different from Sims. However, that doesn't mean we can't mindfully compare the two. They are life simulation games with similar elements after all. It's the most natural thing in the world to compare the two. I just urge you to do so mindfully, and respect the two teams of developers, respect the process, and give them breathing room. The Paralives team wants to create a good game, their game, not a fix for all things wrong with The Sims 4. Alright, if you're still upset with me, I give you full permission to leave some pitchfork emojis in the comments section. Actually, I don't think there are pitchfork emojis, so forks are just gonna have to do. Either way, I have to say it. I'm sick of seeing people compare the two games with an unfair mindset, but I'm also tired of seeing people gatekeep what games we can compare. I think the solution here is, as I said before, to compare them, but mindfully and respectfully. Paralives is its own game, and honestly, I can't wait for it.